that the time for change in Albany has come. Yes. Muchísimas gracias a todos por estar aquí en el inicio de mi campaña para el Senado Estatal. We have residents here from every corner of this vast district, and what a wonderfully diverse district it is. It starts way down on 79th Street and goes 200 blocks north all the way up to the tip of Yonkers. We cover most of the Upper West Side with its legendary history of progressive activism. We take in parts of West Harlem with its vibrant mix of local cultures. We take in Hamilton Heights with its wonderful grassroots activists like Diane Wilson. Our district comes up here through Washington Heights, the epicenter of Dominican activism in the United States. All right. ¿Dónde están los quiqueyanos? Llegó Carmen Rojas. We continue up to Inwood, aka upstate Manhattan, with its gorgeous parks and bustling streets. And we go all the way up to Riverdale, truly New York's shining city on the hill. I see this diversity as much more opportunity than challenge. Yes, there are politicians out there who do their business by dividing us along the lines of class and race and ethnicity and language and religion. But we know that we share common beliefs and aspirations and values. Yes. And this campaign is our way of saying that we will come together around our common goals. We believe, all of us, in the need for decent, affordable housing. Yes. Because too many of our neighbors are being threatened with losing their homes by rising rents. We believe in the need to improve our schools because too many of our children are studying in overcrowded classrooms and overcrowded schools. We believe that our government can and should do more to make sure that honest work pays a decent, livable wage. Yes, indeed. We believe that every single New Yorker should be able to marry the person they love. And we most definitely believe that the anti-immigrant law passed last week in Nevada is clearly, and in Arizona, I'm so mad about it, I'm not thinking straight. The anti-immigrant law passed last week in Arizona is clearly racist and will lead to the worst form of racial profiling. And we will fight that law in Arizona, and we will fight to make sure it's never repeated here in our own state of New York. En este gran distrito habemos de toda raza, habemos de toda nacionalidad, habemos de toda religión, pero sabemos que nos unen valores comunes y creencias comunes. Todos aquí creemos en los derechos de los inquilinos, creemos que hay que mejorar el sistema escolar, creemos que el trabajo debe pagar un sueldo honrable y creemos que esa ley que se aprobó en Arizona es claramente racista y lo vamos a pelear allá y acá para que nunca se repita en ningún estado de Estados Unidos. You're learning a Spanish cheer today, Robert. There will be a quiz later. The truth is that whether the issue is education or mass transit or tenants' rights or even marriage equality, Albany is failing us. As Andrew Cuomo himself said on Friday, Albany is a disgrace. And in this election, we are standing up and saying we demand a change. We demand leaders with integrity. We demand leaders who stand for the highest principles. We demand leaders who will get practical solutions to our problems. We demand leaders who will bring us together across the lines that divide us. And I am proud to have been working and aspiring towards those qualities in my entire career. I haven't just talked about education. As a teacher, And as a nonprofit leader, I've worked to make sure that every child receives the schooling they deserve. And when I saw the lack of access to financial services among so many of our neighbors, I worked with a group of fellow teachers to create our community's first ever community development credit union, which has now made thousands of loans, desperately needed capital, to families in our community. Woo! And when I saw the need to channel the unprecedented grassroots volunteer energy that came out in the historic 2008 presidential election into local politics in our community, I worked with many of you here today to start what has become the fastest growing and one of the most talked about Democratic clubs in New York City. I think you might have heard of it. It's called the Barack Obama Democratic Club. Are there any members here today? The rest of you will be getting your application in the mail tomorrow. Esta campaña es nuestra oportunidad de mandar un mensaje de que aquí los votantes exigimos un cambio, exigimos líderes con integridad, líderes con los más altos valores, líderes que puedan solucionar nuestros problemas y líderes que pueden unirnos aunque haya divisiones entre nosotros. We are standing right now in a park called Mitchell Square Park that is named for John Purroy Mitchell, who was the youngest person ever elected to be mayor in New York City. And he won a crushing blow against the Tammany Hall machine in 1913 by winning the mayoral election by a huge margin. And the challenge that we face today is no less important and no less daunting, because making change in New York government in 2010 is no easier than it was in 1913. And to make that change, I'm going to need every one of you. Why am I running for state senate? Look to your left. Look to your right. Remember the values that brought you here today. Remember what you care about. We are here for the same reason. We are in this together, and together we will win this election. But to do it, I'm warning you, we're going to have to fight like heck for the next 19 weeks. I need every one of you to talk to your neighbors. I need you all to Facebook like crazy. I need you to email your whole Rolodex. I need you to knock on doors. And you can start right after this event when we launch our first ever phone bank right across the street. It's not too soon to start. Nicole, are you ready to hit the streets with me? All right. Cynthia, are you ready to knock on some doors with me? Excellent. Jake, are you ready to stand in front of a subway with me? Alejandro, ¿estás listo para trabajar con papá?
Sí.
Everybody, are you in this fight? Are you ready to win it? Are you ready to push through to September? Pa'lante, 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 pa'lante. Thank you very much. On to September. Thank you.
So for those of you who want to make good on that promise, we're going to be going to the X Cafe right now.